Hello everybody, this is Yael from Yael Alchemy, and I'm here to bring you the weekly Twin Flame reading for the week of March 18th to the 25th. Okay, and well, first of all, thank you for those who got the Isis Blue Moon Healing System. It is a privilege to send all of your orbs of life, and I really like working with that because, you know, I do RASHEEBA on the one hand, and it calls for a different aspect of Isis energy. And I worked with a Blue Moon, Isis Blue Moon system, healing system, and it's very different energies. And it's just, I just find it amazing how you can access these energies at any given moment, and they're very, very different. So you get the whole spectrum, really. Okay, so thank you everybody who got that. That will still be up on the website. We have a big energy week ahead of us. We have the Libra full moon. They call it the worm moon for some reason on the 20th, and we also have the spring equinox on the 20th and the 21st. Okay, now astrologically, that heralds the beginning of the astrological year, at least for Western astrology. For Eastern astrology, that happened like a month ago with Chinese New Year, right? Anyway, this is another starting point as far as Western astrology is concerned. Okay, and I did, and I'm kind of glad because, you know, now that Mercury is in retrograde, it's been very challenging, all things technology related. Bank transactions not showing up, people, transactions, whatever, coming back from the past, and well, I hope you're hanging in there. Okay, and it's going to pass like everything else pretty soon. But I do hope that you are coping well with it. Okay? There are good things that come back from the past, too. But anyway, the more, well, slightly irritating thing would be the things that have to do with gadgets and electronics and communication that needs to happen online and through social media. That really, really sucks. I had an employee a former employee, that was creating trouble in Facebook. Okay, and doing like criminal acts, and besmirching my name and all that. Yeah, that was all part and parcel of the ones that you thought were over and done with, and then coming back. So hang in there, everyone. So let's get on with the reading, because I might get some comments again there that I talk too much about my private whatever. But that's my method of, that's the only time I get to share with you, really. Okay, it's a way to connect. So if you don't have the patience for it, and you don't value the channel as much as the message, then you just use the slider button and head on and try to find out where I start. Frankly, I think that's rude. Okay, but then again, that's up to you. Anyway, I've already prayed over the cards and shuffled them, and at the bottom of the deck, we have here the Four of Coins, or the Four of Pentacles. And this is a carryover of last week. Remember, last week's focus, last week's message was in releasing and transmuting that attitude of hoarding, of being overly possessive. Okay? And see, that's still the theme now, but let's see how it's going to go. Okay, very good. See, we're still in that process of really changing, transforming those attitudes that keep us closed. Okay, because right now we are opening up, and we are opening up not defensively. It's because you already know the reasons why you are opening up. You're opening up for the right motivations. You are releasing. It is shifting your paradigm from one of lack and limitation to the paradigm wherein there are infinite possibilities, there's infinite abundance, and that the universe will provide. Okay? And there, see, we have here the Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands, this is regards what you want to create, your desires. It's almost like a repeat of last week's reading. And when energy, okay, that serves as a foundation for the reading, when that happens, then it's simply a continuing energy. It has to still play out. This isn't like you know, your weekly TV series wherein every week there's a new episode. Sometimes it doesn't happen that way because these energies still have to play out. Especially when it comes to your individual situations. Okay, so here we have the Queen of Wands, and she's the creator. Okay, an empowered creator. She chooses what kind of life she wants to live, what to hang on to, and what to let go. And now, because she's the sovereign of her life's direction, then this is what she is in the process of doing. And what she wants to happen, instead of this closed, very closed energy, is this. This is the Four of Wands, and this appeared also in last week's reading. Four of Wands, the energy of merging, cooperation, working with each other. Okay, and very peculiar, because I asked Spirit to pick the deck that I use every time I do readings. Look, in the other decks, when you see the Four of Wands, it's a couple. I think I have one or two decks that are different, but usually it's a couple. It depicts marriage, but this time there is no couple. But underneath this canopy that is being held up by these Four of Wands, look, there is a castle, and there is an abundant plate of fruit. It's a full plate of fruit, which represents harmony, abundance. And this is the unity consciousness that this divesting themselves of all these outworn beliefs of lack, limitation. Once that is divested, then she's free to create again her own abundance. And here, see here, we have here the Six of Cups, and this is a card that really speaks about no boundaries. You realize when you've had playmates when you were a child, there were no boundaries. You didn't care what race they were. You didn't care what they wore. You didn't care. It was just togetherness, especially during playtime. I understand now with the younger generation, well, the millennials and all that, they grew up with a gadget in their hands. Okay, but that wasn't the case before. And you actually played with your neighbors. You actually knew your neighbors. And when you were young, you played with them. And it was a level playing field. And it was just generating joy. Okay, because there were no boundaries. So that's because this is a card. This is an energy of limitation, of boundaries, and that's what the collective is trying to transmute at this time, in line with the unity consciousness paradigm of the new Earth. Okay, so let's get on with the Divine Masculine. I'm going to open all the cards first. First, we have the Seven of Coins. Okay, what is that? Okay, oops, wait, let me redirect. Sorry, I live in a tropical country. It's summer and there are all sorts of critters. And then we have the Knight of Swords. Okay, Knight of Swords there. Then we have the Two of Wands. And then we have the Five of Swords. Okay. Give me a second here. Okay. The Divine Masculine starts off with the Seven of Coins. And the Seven of Coins, this is almost being impatient and waiting for something to wrap up. Okay? If the Divine Feminine last week told the Divine Masculine that it would be in his higher interest to tie up loose ends, okay? This is the Divine Masculine getting a bit antsy because, well, actually because of this, okay? Waiting for instruction, not knowing where to go, but let me get to that later. Okay, here, this is being antsy because, you know, he's still waiting for, it's like a condition precedent before he moves. That would be, you know, when you tell yourself that, okay, if this happens, then I'm going to do this. If she says this, then that would be my sign to do this. And here, it's like he's been waiting for a long time. And that's causing some antsiness, okay? Slight irritation, you know, becoming restless because it's not yet ready. And it's not ready because here we have here the Knight of Swords, and this is the direction that he's going. And from these cards, it appears as though he's waiting for instruction, either a nudge, a sign, whatever, for him to get moving. Because this movement forward, okay, away from this situation that he is dragging his heels on. Look, the card below, the Knight of Swords, is the Two of Wands. And we have the Two of Wands. That indicates a crossroads, almost a stalemate. Okay? And this is even a truce. Whether some Divine Masculines are in situations wherein their partners, their karmic partners, have asked them not to leave. Why? Because of the kids. How will the kids take it? They're still not yet grown up. Or, don't leave, I'm still not ready to be left alone. Or things of that nature. See, it's like that's why there's the white scroll, almost reminiscent of a flag of surrender. So it's like a truce. But this truce, this trying to get along and causing him temporary pause, okay, in his quest, in his journey. And we saw from the readings for the past few weeks that indeed the Divine Masculine is intent on embarking on this journey. Okay? And now, because of this truce, okay, he can't move because he's waiting for direction. Right? And that's because of the keeping the status quo, so to speak. But make no mistake, he is ready to move. He just can't just yet. Because either he agreed, it's like a waiting period, or a holding period before he makes a decision that will really alter and change his life as he knows it. But look, see, we have this card here for the Divine Masculine. And this is the Five of Swords. And this is a card of winning and losing. And this is just saying that all this waiting, like I said, I was getting a very restless, almost irritable energy from this card here. And this is because it's really, he wants to cut his losses, but he can't do so yet, because there is this either condition that needs to be fulfilled, or that truth that needs to play out. Okay, this is a period, whether it is agreed upon, imposed upon him by others or himself. Remember, if he's not yet so attuned with his higher self, then even if his spiritual team keeps on giving him messages, and because he's not at that level of being sensitive to his intuition, to the guidance of his higher self, then there is a lag, the lag time, well, plus the Mercury retrograde, there is a lag there in translating that into terms that he could understand. Okay, and so for those Divine Masculines who are not that well evolved, not evolved, but that advanced in their ascension journey, this is what happens. They get irritated. They know they need to cut their losses, because every minute that they don't move, that they don't choose, on a gut level, they know that they're losing something. Okay, and they just want to cut their losses. But still, there is the hesitation in moving, because of the things that I explained earlier. Okay, and now let's look at the card here for the Divine Masculine. Okay, here, see, we have the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands, especially in this deck, this is a woman here who has just finished the race, and look, she has all these how do you call it? It's like awards. Okay, she has the scepter, she has the bouquet. It's just like she's finished the finish line. Okay, she's crossed the finish line, and that's the Ten of Wands. And that merely reinforces the fact of why he is feeling this way, because there are things that he wants to wrap up. He is raring to go, because this is a knight. This is not just a page, right? If it were a page, then he would just be studying the situation. And in prior week's readings, he did appear as a page. But this week, he's a knight. He's made his decision. He can go. But there is something that is keeping him behind, whether it is emanating from himself or from an external agreement. Okay, but the thing is, he wants to wrap this up. That's for sure, because you have the Ten of Wands here. So a sense of accomplishment, and indeed tying up the loose ends, which was the advice of the Divine Feminine last week. Okay, so let's move on to the Divine Feminine. I'm going to open all the cards first. Okay, we have the Knight of Cups. Okay, you have two knights, both knights on those ends. Then we have the Ace of Swords. Then we have the Eight of Coins. And then we have the King of Wands. Okay. You know what? In this particular deck, since there are no markings with the major cards, sometimes they get confusing. But these cards are hard to find. It came all the way from Italy, and I had to speak with the artist because I was so drawn to his work and request for this deck. And I forgot the name of the deck, sorry. That's why when people ask questions about what the name of the deck is, well, I go through different decks. It's very hard for me to remember which one unless I view the video, but usually it's during the week when I'm not channeling, it's like Speedy Gonzales, okay? Or like the Roadrunner, just doing things left and right. Okay, so here we start off with the Divine Feminine with the Knight of Cups. And here, the Divine Feminine, look at this. Remember that she is also, well, both twins are, divesting ideas that she has been holding on to for a long time that really do not serve her highest good. And that's why this change is what she wants to happen, okay? So that she can get to this, right? And here, we're talking about, when it comes to the Divine Feminine, her attitudes as regards how she gives love, how she perceives those who, on the surface, do the acts of romantic acts of affection, and all that, and trying to very well discern her attitudes about that, okay? And this is all part of the maturation of the Divine Feminine. Last week, or last week, we were talking about how the Divine Masculine was maturing. And now the Divine Feminine's focus is on her attitudes and how she perceives or gives love, okay? Because now she's more enlightened when it comes to it. Before, when her discernment wasn't that honed yet, okay, she would often mistake just the plain actions of another, words of another, somebody says I love you, well, you get flattered. Somebody says you're beautiful, I can't live without you, and all that, and it all comes with all that romantic tinge, and just feeling that the surface. From experience, a lot of the Divine Feminines have been hurt because either the words, the actions were misleading, or they did not reflect the real truth of the situation. So there are those that show that they're interested in you, that they're romantically interested in you by saying the right words, not really the right words, by saying words you want to hear. And now the Divine Feminine is dissecting all that. And a concrete step is that if somebody pays you a compliment and, you get all, you blush and you get all flattered, is this something that is real? Is what he's saying real? And is it sincere? Or is he just telling me what I want to hear? Okay, so really revising their attitudes and honing their discernment as regards other people that show affection, show romance, and the way they give back, they reciprocate that show of affection as well. And see, that's why this discernment has to do with also their emotional maturity, not the other party, but the Divine Feminine's emotional maturity. Okay, because this is cutting through the truth of the matter. When you have the ace here, and this is usually denoted as the sword of truth of Archangel Michael. See, this needs to be worked on so that she has sovereignty and dominion over what she creates. Remember, that's why when you have failed relationships or it's like there's some women, okay, who always attract bad boys, and well, let's just call them that, bad boys or players or liars or what have you. But it is the law of attraction that like attracts like, or what you constantly hold in your thoughts, or the energy that you vibrate with, that is what you get to attract. That's why when you were much younger, you also attracted, and you were very playful, and you wanted to explore the realms of romance and all that. You would welcome whatever it was, whomever it was in front of you, okay? Because for the experience, right? But here, this is a maturing now, because this is a king, okay? He's no longer an apprentice. He's learned from his experiences. He wants to cash in on his broken hearts, well, her broken hearts, because this is on the side of the divine feminine, and learn from it. So this is a continuing process wherein he has, she, the divine feminine, has sovereignty over over her heart and over whom she attracts. And coupled, that's why she has to work on her discernment here, so that she doesn't get into the same situation that she's had to deal with before, that broke her heart, made her self-esteem really drop, and all those things. So introspection is needed to see how you are receiving this offer of love and affection by other men. Okay, and let's look at the card here for the divine feminines. See here, we have the 10 of swords. We have a 10 here, we have a 10 here. See, it's coming into completion. Okay, and the divine feminines, because this relates, as I was speaking about it earlier, to cashing in on her prior heartaches, heartbreaks, and really transmuting that so that she can have sovereignty over her love life. Okay, to put it simply. Okay, so let's pick a card in the middle. Oh, here. I might forget. Okay, a card in the middle for the both of them. The Strength card. Again, similar to last week's cards, because this is a continuing energy. You can see at the back of the deck, still the same cards as last week. And then, still the same card, needed the Strength card. Because as they go through these are like loose ends. That's why they're both 10s here. Okay, this will complete the emotional maturing of the divine feminine. And this divine masculine needs to complete his contracts here and get moving, because he needs to get to the next phase of his soul's journey, okay, with a different cast of characters, maybe a different location and all that. Okay, so that's what I have for you this week. And I remember I was talking about the rays. So for the equinox, what I have for you is this Ascension Ray meditation. Okay, now you know what? As twin flames and other light workers, they also have a ray color that represent them, and this represents your personal spiritual energy. But this changes. The color changes as you ascend. And now Archangel Metatron is giving you a higher color vibration to work with. And with this meditation, you will be able to discover your own Ascension Ray energy, what color it is, and all that. Okay, and he is working, Archangel Metatron is working with Lord Voosloo on this, and he is known as the Wise One of Mu, if you're not familiar with him, because he's the one who's helping us at this time of spiritual acceleration on the planet. And again, if you're not familiar with him, he's one of the few beings from the 11th dimension to incarnate, and he did so during the golden age of Atlantis. Okay, and now he's helping us. He creates ascension templates for humanity, and together with Serapis Bey and of course Archangel Metatron, they create higher atomic crystalline structures for Gaia. Especially now that we're helping the planet ascend. Okay, he's also the master of the ninth ray, which is the yellow ray of harmony that carries keys, codes, sacred geometry of human harmony, world peace, and joyful cooperation to keep us in balance as we stay on the golden ascended path. Okay, so if you would like to discover what Ascension Ray you at the moment at this level of your ascension process, then I highly urge you to consider this Ascension Ray meditation facilitated by Lord Voosloo and Archangel Metatron. Okay, so check that out. That's on the website. In the meantime, that's it. Take care, everyone. Bye.